Are we here? Is it happening? I think it is. We're gonna hit this button. Okay, so we got a known issue with the graphics driver. That popped up. Hello, so today we are checking out Tokyo Extreme Racer. The new updated version just came out recently. I felt like that username and a few other people have been telling me that I need to take a break every week. So this is our volume 75%. That's already less than 75. Okay, 32. Hello. I have not been consuming anything that I quickly considered. Okay, so backstory. I don't know if anybody knows this, but Tokyo Extreme Racer was a game from a long time ago. It released on the PlayStation 1 as well as the Dreamcast, and recently they released a kind of like redone version of it. And it, for me, this game and Initial D are really what made me like love Japanese cars. I probably wouldn't like them the same way that I do if it wasn't for these two like franchises. You know, Initial D kind of, the thing that I really enjoyed about it is it's not just about the cars. It's a human story, you know? It's about somebody who's trying to aspire to be something that he doesn't really understand what it is. He's kind of like shoved into this thing, like he has to deliver tofu. That's what he's supposed to do. He doesn't really understand it, and he's only driving fast so that way he can deliver the tofu faster. But then when it clicks for him and he understands which is the same thing that I think I understood about cars and why I like manual transmission cars and stuff so much, it's the instrumentality of it. It's when you connect yourself with the machine, you become much more, you care about it more because you're now extending yourself into it. That's why I like swords, and I like this kind of like concept that is in a lot of Japanese stuff. It's about instrumentality. It's about extending yourself through an instrument, you know. And I was never somebody who was capable, or even like I wanted, like I had a clarinet when I was young, and that got stolen from me. And you know, but some people like go in and they learn the guitar, and they learn these things. And like for me, manual transmissions was that. It's this instrument, this thing that you play. And so these two franchises, Tokyo Extreme Racer and Initial D, because beyond the anime, I played the game a lot, and I like competed against with a few friends of mine, and we did that. That's what we did for fun. Some people played fighting games, and you know, we competed against each other in Initial D, and that was really good times for me. And you know, you can kind of like extend that further into like cars in real life and stuff like that, but it's, I don't know, there's not the same thing in racing. Like you can't, even drifting, like drifting is this very unique sport. It's ice skating for cars, you know? Like that's what it is in the mainstream. But Initial D is not drifting. It's not even a battle between just man and machine. It's also the elements, and it's more than just like chicken, you know? Like you can abstract a lot of games into certain things, right? But when you're racing, you're not racing the opponent as much as you're racing yourself, and then the conditions in which you're placing yourself in. And Initial D like really expresses that so much more than a game like, or than an anime like Wangang Midnight, where Wangang Midnight puts a lot of focus on the horsepower of the car and your ability to maintain like focus and understanding of your situation, where Initial D talks about how the person in control of the vehicle is what is driving the, not just the emotion, but like the purpose behind it. So they're always racing and they're always trying to do something for some kind of purpose. And a lot of the times it's not necessarily dominance over the area, because like that's what is portrayed up front, is, oh, we want to be the best racers in the Guma area or whatever. But then when you get down to it, it becomes this human element of this, how can I push myself further than I've ever been before? And to me, I feel like at the core of what it means to be somebody who gives a shit about cars is that's what it is. You're trying to push yourself farther than you have been before, because I don't want somebody else to take care of my car. I want to be able to be capable of understanding why it's broken, how I can fix it, and the things that are involved in it. And when you have like a manual transmission, it adds the layer of instrumentality. So now this is an instrument of my design. It doesn't shift when I tell it to. It doesn't shift when it wants to. It shifts when I tell it to. And then that's why I became so in love and enthralled into drifting, because you're connecting these like man and machine together. But then I personally fell in love with motorcycles, which to me, I'm sorry, is such a much more direct connection. Once you ride a motorcycle, especially to its absolute limits, it is such a direct connection between man and machine, the same way probably somebody in a wheelchair feels, or again, somebody who used a sword to kill somebody who is trying to kill their family. It's the same, it becomes the same thing. And that's why I like these games, because you can extend those things beyond that. Like in another life, I'm a fucking musician, but it didn't happen for me, you know? Like I became a mechanic or a programmer or somebody who gives a shit about systems, you know? And we're gonna play this game now. Let's buy a car you love. Also, it's about the music. So we can get an 8.6, or we can get a cappuccino. Oh, not even a cappuccino. What is this? Swift? Or like it. What is this? An NB? An NA Miata? Who picks anything else but the 8.6 in this? Options here. I guess the NA Miata is probably the best option. Some people really like front wheel drive cars though, so the Swift is the way to go. I don't know what's happening. Do we want to go Panda? I kind of like this gray and black. Red and black. Let's go black and gray. I don't really know what any of this says. So okay, so we've got different stats as a driver, which is kind of cool. Wall shock absorption, journal win-loss, draw. I4, change tires, equip skill. That's cool. It's pretty different than, like, let's say the Dreamcast version or the PlayStation version. Even from just now, but the idea, I guess, so far is the same. Buy a car, or go on the highway, right? Oh, I did not mean to skip that. Yeah, and then, like, when you can have mastery over something, you know, like, I think it does still, for some reason, to me, it's still, I still want to bring it back to this, like, idea of instrumentality, or like a sword, you know, your, or I guess even like when your transportation was a living creature, right? Like a horse. You had to take care of it and make sure that it was I just feel like today there's so much. It's not your responsibility. Like, it's the manufacturer's responsibility or whatever. And in a lot of cases, like today, you might never own a vehicle. It's probably not even intelligent to purchase a new vehicle. You lease a new vehicle or whatever, right? But I you know, it's actually sort of reassuring that today cars from the 90s are still, or early 2000s are still, like, viable vehicles. And I see more 20 2015 pluses broken down on the side of the road than I do anything else, or in accidents. And I mean, I know it's like younger people are using that and that's not like a thing, but the idea that things are more designed now to break down, like, it's insane. The 8.6, the 4AGE motor, you can purchase new pistons for that motor for like $30. You can purchase performance pistons for this motor for $56. Like, from people make machined block, like, sorry, playing the game at the same time. People make billet versions of the whole engine for these cars. And what really is the difference between the 4A GE and the newest Corolla engine? I don't know what they're called. 10 more miles per gallon, maybe. So I'm pretty sure how this game works is you drive around the different freeway jurisdictions, and you can, like, flash your lights, like this dude. So it shows right here. He's level 1 timid challenger. So I don't know which button the light flashes right here. So if I flash my lights at this dude, it's just like the old game. I don't know how to change the camera. It's bothering me. See, our MR2 has the same engine as the 8.6. As this 8.6. Yeah. I was looking at the block today, and I think we have the older engine, which is like half the people are like, oh yeah, and everybody else is like, no. I don't know. I don't care. I don't really want to boost it. I don't care. I don't want to turbo it. I don't want to do anything to it. I want to drive it around, and I want to manual swap it. When I do donuts in a parking lot. Shh, I'm gonna cut that part out. Dude, I was gonna get into so much trouble with this. That's why I parked. If I can just figure out how the injectors work, then I can run it on the Arduino speeding. But the problem is that I don't know how it works. I don't know how the resistance stuff works. I don't get that stuff. graphics are pretty good. I mean, I don't have a great graphics card, and it definitely looks like a PS4 game. It says I have to return to the garage now, so let's do that, I guess. I played a lot of this game, the PlayStation version. Well, I'm pretty sure it was like an emulated Dreamcast version. But I don't know. I didn't like it that much. I played a lot more of like Tokyo Extreme Racer Drift. I really like that game. I think it's because it's less open. You don't just do a lot of driving around. You're kind of like, you just go from parking lot to parking lot, and then you do the drift course, which I like less open games. I like much more like structured, level by level games. I don't know why. It's just kind of how I am. I care way more about the gameplay. But that doesn't always apply, because there's certain games, like I played this game. I do like just kind of driving around, I guess. That's fun too, because I played Sleeping Dogs for a long time, a very long time. But it's just, you know, I just played it like you just kind of driving around, which is what ends up happening. Which is kind of okay. But then again, I think that's why I resonate more with the game like the game, because it's like, here's the challenge, here's the next challenge, here's the next challenge, here's the next challenge. Instead of whatever we're supposed to be doing right now. I guess returning to the garage is what we're supposed to be doing. Music's pretty good. I think that question is pretty easy to answer, like, why do I race? I think it is always a personal thing. Like, it's never really to prove that you're better than somebody else. You're just trying to prove that you're capable of something. Or you get goaded into it. Like, that has happened to me a few times, where, like, somebody just makes me mad, and I end up racing them. It's not, like, great, but it has happened. I had this guy on the Tesla one time when I was on my 848, and they came up right to my tail. Like, seriously, if I braked my taillight, or my rear tire would have touched them. And as soon as I realized they were there, I kind of like swerved to the side, and you know, then they paced up with me. They And I was just so mad. Like, I don't know. Anyways, so okay, we're back in this garage. And you can change our tires. Select the type of tire you want to put. I'm just going to do that. Open brake menu. Okay, so we have different objectives here. We have Rebirth of a Legend. We have to defeat Team Rolling Guy. So we met Timid Challenger. Do we tune our car or what? Thursday, we got some monies. I guess we are. Yeah, I'd honestly rather turbo the Yaris than turbo the Mark II. That's something I've super considered because we literally have a T4 turbo sitting inside the Z, and the manifold is less than $200. But then we have to figure out how to do a fuel return and all this other BS. And it's crazy because I honestly think we could harvest most of the parts from the Z. And because we're going to run the MR2 on the Speeduino, like the Z is basically useless now. Unless we can figure out a way to get the Speeduino to like seriously work, then we can like drift it. And that would be amazing. But that's not happening. Like I don't know how that's going to happen. By driving, we're kind of like unlocking stuff. Yeah, I'm pretty sure my graphics card is it's not that good. Can I just try to race? I can't. What is this? Holy shit. Let's go, Suzuki. I've tried to play a lot of, like, I've tried to play the new Initial D a lot, and for some reason, probably just because I grew up with it, but Stage 3 just feels so much better to play, even though it doesn't look as good. And I don't know what it is, but the automatics are just way faster than newer games. So it's just less fun to play the maps that you have to shift a lot in, like Irohaza and Apagara. Yeah. It's like, the most fun maps are not as fun anymore. Is the reminiscing of eras just going to continue? Like, it's like, oh, it was great when it was this era. Like, I feel like we can't get to the 2000s and say that anymore. We're just gonna go back. Because right now people are like, oh, the 90s, like, they had it so right with the cyber aesthetic and the 2000 stuff. And I got to thinking a lot about the Y2K thing, and like, when I was young, they were like, you're not gonna live, we're all gonna die. And honestly, I think that stuck with me. Like, I think I accepted death at such a young age because they thought everything was gonna explode when I was young, you know? And the same thing probably happened to people who went through the nuclear times or whatever. But like, this whole Y2K thing is like, you know, they had us write papers when we were young about like, oh, like, what was it like or whatever, and people were like, oh, there was no milk in the fridge or in the stores. People are crazy. And like, for me, I think that's why I wanted to learn so much about computers, is like really to understand what the hell was going on. And like, and such a non-issue thing to like start a whole generation on. And you know, a lot of anime reminiscences about the bubble era of Japan and this like pre-new, like, you know, pre-economical crash, and like, even to me, things like My Hero Academia a lot speak to the almost the embarrassment of America and how I don't know. I don't really want to get into that. I'm just saying that I was listening to AAA and they were talking about how right now nobody who watches anime has watched the anime from the pre-2000s. But the depictions of the 90s anime of what like today's society and connectivity is, things like even Ghost in the Shell or Paranoia Agent and Gunstar Heroes, further than that, but like how this aesthetic is resonating, right? And it's just a timeline thing. Like, people said the same things about crap from the 80s fucking 10 years ago. So it's just, are they going to do the same thing about stuff from the early 2000s? Because at some point, like, stuff starts sucking, right? So they just start over. I really got into that whole, like, in the early 2010s, 2017, I ever used this like vaporwave idea of like everything just becomes co-opted into something else, and then it's just a blob of amalgamation. So if everybody samples every song that ever exists, then like you're never coming up with anything new, and that's how you end up with albums like Photoshop, Floral Shop, which are literally just like crunchy sounds being smashed together because they're trying to like say something. But I can show like a Gen Z a super Eurobeat trap and they're like, this shit pops, because everybody understands what it means to like move your body. I'm having so much fun right now. I'm gonna lose. Ah! Wrecked. We got wrecked by this scion. Salty. Bamboo Spirited Challenger wrecked. I don't think we can beat them. We shouldn't try to race them. Let's do it though. That's why I think I like this kind of the way they set this up. Same with kind of like initial beat, right? It's a duel and a fighting games. Ooh, that sucks. I don't think this game will have an MR2, to be honest. It might have an SW20, but it won't have an A1. If the channel pops off, we should get an 86. Not like an 8686, but like an emergency 86. And DoorDash in it. And supercharge it. We beat him. Get out of here. Yeah, it'll be fun to go to Japan, but I'm probably going to do the dumbest things. Like, I'm going to go to a convenience store and I'm going to eat a bunch of things. I'm going to rent a car and I'm going to drive through a tunnel and I'm going to rev my engine really loud. Hopefully not get arrested. And then I'm going to go to Heavy City and I'm going to rent a car there. And that's it. Then I'm going to sleep there. I'll go to the bathhouse at Heavy City and just like live there until I have to go. Literal only thing I want to do in Tokyo is like go to Mr. Potato and walk across the big crossing. Let's race, bro. Let's race. That must just be like for whatever random encounters. Would anybody? I know that Square Enix did make a racing RPG, but I'm talking a little bit different. But would anybody play a racing RPG? I'm saying like, I don't know. I kind of think that it would actually work really well as almost like an idle game. But what I'm thinking is a lot different. It's more of a there has to be, the world has to be kind of set up in a way where there's well, I don't want to just straight up. It's more of like so we're running out of tire pressure or something. It says our tires are got 3 wins, 1 loss. Okay, so we unlock the tune menu. Power genuine. Engine stock condition. 91 CP for level 1 power tuning. Yeah, we definitely want to upgrade our LSD first. LSD clutch and that kind of stuff. It's way more important than power, especially in a highway racing game like this. Because there's always cars and stuff in the way. So you want to be able to maneuver the car better. Alright, we have 92k, wait, 92k left. So that's kind of a lot. Let's upgrade our... Let's upgrade our suspension. Dang, we have a lot of money in this game. I didn't realize that. I guess we have not been upgrading. Okay, so basically everything is now level 1. Alignment, I want to leave that alone. 1 way, can we get it 2 way? I really just want it to kind of like slip. We're gonna put it on a mild ratio. Does arrow matter in this as far as it's... I don't care about any of this stuff right now. It's just... We got any FCs available. We got some FCs for sale. Alright, let's nice looking car. It's always gonna be. Three new ramps open. Let's go to these new ramps. Okay, so we're trying to defeat these rivals. I see. Okay, so we have defeat rolling guys, which are in this area. We have 2 of these fools done, so let's keep attacking them. Defeat team challengers. What great names. What's really cool about this game is this is actual highways. My friend Matt introduced me to this game. He's actually what really kind of got me into... I mean, I don't want to say he got me into cars in general, but because I really fell in love with industry on my own. But past that, I think I kind of had an obsession. He let me help him work on his Subaru, and did a lot of maintenance on his car. Oh, the AI must be really bad in this game. Rolling guy number 2, gone. So we just need 4 more of those fools. Can we just keep racing the same one? Is that how this game works? He's coming. There he is. There he is. Yeah, you can. I guess we're just gonna grind this out. That's actually not as fun that it is like that. The music is pretty good though. I actually listen to pretty much every day one of the soundtracks for this game. Not this game actually. Never mind, cut that. Ooh, drift this turn. Yeah. Does that count towards our goal thing that we're trying to do? Oh, that's cool. Look, so as you race them, they have information about it. A car enthusiast to the point of choosing a job at a transportation company because it allows him to hold a wheel even at work. Alright, yeah, that's cool. I think that it's awesome that we're seeing a revival of some of these kind of classic, very important car games. Because, it just creates more people who love these vehicles, and it's sad that some of these chassis are just getting harder and harder to find, but, it's interesting because other companies are producing them. You can buy a 88.6 chassis for $10K today, direct to you, and that's pretty cool, because there's companies in New Zealand that will build a complete 4AGE block from, billet steel or whatever,